This hearing is so powerful. Because first of all, we hear, and just like we heard the Mahamantra, then we chanted. Even before I met the devotees, we heard the chanting. Somehow or other there was a musical called Hair. I don't really know how old I am, because nobody, all the younger people have never even heard of Hair. But somehow they would chant Hare Krishna and that, so we all knew the chanting somehow, all the young people, we knew the chanting. I didn't know anything about the devotees. But we heard the chanting, then we began to chant. So the most important is hearing, first of all. Hearing Sravanam Kirtan, then chanting. It is so powerful here, this verse that I'm trying to remember. It says, Jito Patasya Trais Trilokya. That person who's ajita, he becomes conquered. Sometimes I used to meditate on this, that Krishna becomes conquered. How is that possible? Yes. Jnane prayasam udapasya namanteva jivan disanmukhalitam bhavadivartam stane sita shrutigatam tanuman manobi ye prayaso jito jito pasitais trilokyam. Jnane prayas means to attempt. If you attempt through jnana or karma, jnane prayasam udapasya. Prabhupada on the tape, he said, Udapasya means kick out this idea of achieving the supreme by jnana or karma. Jnana prayasa udapasya namanteva. Jivanti sanmukaritam. Somehow in Sanskrit, when a T becomes before an N or an M, it becomes also an N. So sat, mukh we know means mouth. Sat mukaritam. We must hear where from the mouth of the sat. Sat, Prabhupada explained, means a devotee. He's always speaking satya, so devotee is known as Sat. Sanmukaritam bhavadiya vartam. Bhavadiya vartam. Just like in Hindi, we have this word vartalat. Vartalat means to chat. So everybody all day long is chatting on WhatsApp, on Messenger, on Facebook. But here he says, what? To chat? Bhavadiya vartam. Rama is talking to the Lord. He says, Bhavadiya. We have to talk about you. Everybody's chatting about so many things all day long, but nobody's chatting about Krishna. Just like in Vrindavan, we have all the morning, all the 24-hour day program on the radio. Anytime you can tune in and hear the class, you can hear the 24-hour kirtan, you can hear the artis, you can hear everything. So somebody brought me a radio one time. Had 4 different bands. You can listen to nonsense in 4 different bands. In every band there's so many channels. In every channel so many things. Nobody's talking about Krishna. Only on 99 FM. You can get Krishna. Everybody's hearing, just like Prabhupada says, in every city there's so many newspapers. There's so many millions of cities. In every city you get so many different newspapers printing the information about this world, and everybody's reading this like it's so important. And then tomorrow it turns into is put in the bottom of the kitty litter. So everybody's hearing about so many things, only one channel, 99 FM, is something about Krishna. So if somebody actually sits down and hears about Krishna, Krishna is shocked. Therefore he gets conquered. He's shocked. Somebody actually sat down to hear about me. We're hearing about so many things, chatting about so many things. If nobody's chatting about Krishna, somebody sits down to hear chats about Krishna, he becomes shocked. What is this? Stane stita. And what does he say? Stane stita. Just like stan means place. Just like in the old days, there was Hindustan and Pakistan. Then somehow the Soviet Union broke up and so many stans appeared. Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Baluchistan. So many stans suddenly appeared. So Stani Stita, like we read in Bhagavad Gita, Stita Jirmuni, who's fixed. You stay in your place. Stani Stita, Shrutikatam. But what? You go on hearing Shrutikam. Tanumandano with your mouth. Namanta Eva means offering obeisance. You hear, and you offer obeisance to Krishna with mind, body, and words. Then for Ye Prayaso, by this attempt, even that person who's ajita, he becomes jita, he becomes conquered by such devotion. It's so nice verse. Yani prayasam mudapasya namandeva jivanti sannukaritam bhavadivartam stani tidasrutikatam tanuvan manomi ye prayaso jitosutiprosatais trilokyam. In all the three worlds, he's ajita, and he becomes conquered by the devil. Krishna is so shocked, everybody chatting about something, and somebody finally sat down to hear chats about me. Krishna is just shocked and easily conquered him. So this is our main process, hearing about Krishna. The more we practice, the faster the realization will come. The main thing is just hearing. So we'll put our thinking. We'll put our voice to rest here. If there's any questions, we'll try to attempt to answer them. Yes.
So, what makes you leave America and live in India?
Have you ever been to Vrindavan? Then you'll never understand. East or west, Vrindavan is best. Somehow or other, we're always hearing about Vrindavan. And Vrindavan is a special place. Even the rickshawala, to tell people to get out of the way, saying Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe. Just like you see all over the temple, Sri Radha Krishna. Where this came from Vrindavan.
Your bead bag.
My bead bag, yeah.
The graffiti is all about Radha Krishna. Everything.
And Vrindavan is so nice, you can actually still live simply. In America it's so complicated. Nobody can live simply. They've made the life so complicated. You spend your whole day just working so that you can have a place to live. And you think that I'm living just like, I assume this is a very high caste place of Honolulu. What do you call this area?
Oahu. It's the first suburb of Honolulu.
What's it called?
Oahu.
Mm-hmm. Just like Rita told us one time, that his father had a house in Beverly Hills, because that's the fancy place in America, in LA. But he had a grocery shop in downtown LA. And he was there from 5 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. He'd open early because people are working all day, so they only have early. Before they go to work, they can do some shopping. And then after work, he had to stay till 10 o'clock, doesn't get home till 11 o'clock, eat something, goes to sleep. So he thinks he lives in a house in Beverly Hills. Actually, he lives in a nasty corner of LA, in this nasty grocery store. He's just working so that he can think that he's living in Beverly Hills, but he lives in this nasty place with all the traffic and smog of LA. So, Vrindavan, you can actually live very simply. And so whenever I go to Mauritius, we see so many beautiful temples, and they have holy places. They have one volcanic lake that they threw Ganga water in it, so it's become Ganga Tala, but no sadhu baba. Wherever you go in India, you see some sadhu sitting on the side of the road, just like we're reading here, left all this material illusion behind, sitting and chanting. And there's just some special energy in Vrindavan. Just waves of bliss are flowing there. People think, well, Vrindavan is so austere. I think it's austere to be here. How do you live with all that property? How do you live with all that opulence?
Yeah, it is austere here.
maybe from another life somehow or other. As soon as I got to Vrindavan, I felt like I was at home. Yes.
The verses talking about the purport, and you mentioned in class, there's no enjoyment in the material world. The first class person, the Narottama, they understand that. I don't understand that person.
Well, I remember somehow this reminded me. One time I was in LA Temple many years ago. And there was some young fellow who lived in Santa Fe or Taos or someplace like that where there was no temple at that time. Passing to the airport, he got a book. He read the book, he started writing to LA Temple, he got more books, he got some japa beads, he got the mantras for offering his food, he started doing everything. So then the devotee who was corresponding told him that Prabhupada is coming to LA. So he came to LA and immediately they invited him to come on a morning walk. So we went on Venice Beach. And Prabhupada used to walk on Venice Beach every morning. In Venice Beach, we go to Sherry Hills Park, or the several places. One of the favorite places, Venice Beach. And he's walking along, and this young boy said, "But Prabhupada, I read in your books that wherever a pure devotee stays, all material enjoyment goes away." And Prabhupada stopped, he pushed his cane into the sand and turned around to see who was talking. So it was young boy there. He said, "We do not say do not enjoy." He said, "We do not say don't enjoy." You were not in the kirtan this morning? Oh yes, Prabhupada. That was not enjoyable? Oh yes, Prabhupada. That was very enjoyable. You did not listen to the class this morning? Oh yes, Prabhupada. That was not enjoyable, discussing the philosophy of Krishna? Oh yes, Prabhupada. That was very enjoyable. Huh? Yes. This is enjoyment like a human being. And this dance and drink all night in disco club, I don't know if they have still such thing, but those days it was a famous thing. This drink and dance all night in disco club, that is enjoyment. Oh no, Prabhupada, no. That is enjoyment like cat and dog. So we don't say don't enjoy, but you enjoy like a human being. You come chant Hare Krishna, dance in ecstasy, taste prasadam, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, hear Bhagavad Gita. This is enjoyment like human being. So we don't say don't enjoy it, but enjoy like human being. As human being, we have that capacity to ask, what's beyond this material world? Who am I? Where did I come from? It's like when I joined in Boulder, I guess that's 1969, it was 50 years ago. I passed my 20th birthday, and I was just thinking all night long that I did this. Well, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Because somehow or other, because my solar birthday happened to come on a Purnima, on a full moon night, we all went on top of the rocks, on top of the mountain, and we took certain substances that we shouldn't take. And you know in the mountains how the sky is so bright, there's so many stars, it's just amazing, you can't believe. And the moon was so bright. So suddenly the moon was bright, it was so bright on the effects of this drug, it felt like I could see the moon from the back of my head even. And suddenly I went out at the end of this rock and I was staring at the moon, and all this pure, divine white light was pouring down. And I thought, any minute, as I was just rushing and rushing, I was going to peak. Any minute I'm going to see God, I'm going to see God. And all of a sudden I peeked, and instead of seeing God, everything turned around and I saw what God was seeing. This poor stoned hippie standing on a rock, stoned out of his mind, staring at the moon. Dirty hippie, I should say, because there used to be a lake where we used to bathe, but that was the Boulder City water supply, and they caught us one time, so we couldn't bathe there anymore. So we sneaked down to Boulder, go into the dorm, sneak into the shower and take a shower once a week. Stoned out, dirty hippie, hair all over the place, tripping his brains out, standing on a rock, staring at the moon. I saw what God was seeing. And I thought, my God, I've been in this world for 2 decades. I don't know who I am, where I'm going, or what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know anything after 2 decades in this world. there was another Purnima, next was Balaram Purnima, the next was Janmashtami. And Janmashtami I ran into the devotees. And I'm just thinking, because that's human life, we can ask questions like that. Who am I, where am I going, what is the purpose of life? I don't know. It's after 2 decades of kicking around this world, I don't know anything. And then I ran into the devotees, they gave me Bhagavad Gita as it is, the old Middle version. But it was only like 400 pages long, so 700 pages had been edited out of it. Still, by reading that, just Prabhupada's introduction answered all the questions in my heart. Listen, surrender. So I got to Vrindavan. This is the best place. Any other question?
So, what is your opinion on health food and yoga?
Yoga is very good for the body, but people don't understand the purpose of yoga. The real purpose of yoga is that you try to make the body healthy so that you can undergo the whole Ashtanga yoga process becomes very heavy in the end. You need all the health you can get just to tolerate all the changes that will go on in the body. But real yoga means yoga, yukt, comes from the word yukt, to link. It's like religion, religio, to link back. So it means to link. Real yoga means to understand God. So this bhakti yoga is very simple, just sitting in the class and hearing. And as much as you can practicing, whatever you hear. And health food, just like I was just reading yesterday on Facebook, Nanda Kumar was, our old grandfather Nanda Kumar was saying, he was cooking for Prabhupada, so we asked him many questions. And he said, but Prabhupada, should we think that even if the prasadam is not very healthy, that we should eat it anyway? And Prabhupada said, yes. And he turned and he said, but that's for Rupa Goswami. You should be careful what you eat. So if you're a devotee, you can eat anything. But we shouldn't, in the name of prasadam, overeat and eat too much sugar and so many things. But still, even just like one time, this is a good story. In Boston, Prabhupada was walking, there was one young boy who was coming to the temple, he was telling all the devotees, you have to practice yoga, this, that, it's so good for the body, this, that, this, that, this, that. So Prabhupada came to Boston, so the boy came on the morning walk. So he was just like a little mosquito, constantly telling Prabhupada, you should teach your devotees yoga. Push him off, like a little mosquito, he kept coming back. You have to teach your devotees yoga, it's very good for the body. So finally Prabhupada stopped, he put his cane in the ground and he looked at him. And he pointed at Brahmananda, here was good, way over 6 foot Brahmananda, 250 pounds, And he looked at Brahmananda and he said, if I tell this boy, he will kill you. Brahmananda said, I was ready. He was bothering Prabhupada, but he was ready. He said, if I tell this boy to kill you, he will kill you. Then what will your yoga do for you? So even if you practice yoga and get a healthy body, you're still going to die. And if you don't have Krishna consciousness, then you'll take another birth in this material world and suffer again. But he told Nanda Kumar, because he saw Nanda Kumar was practicing yoga, it's very good for him. But the most important thing, that's why Prabhupada emphasized hearing about Krishna consciousness. That's the most important thing.
I remember in the early days there was one of Prabhupada's godbrothers who was a cook who used to do like really gnarly, intense yoga. He could do all the asanas. What was his name? It was in the early days in Vrindavan.
I know it was a godbrother.
Godbrother of Srila Prabhupada's, and he used to cook for the devotees.
Ananta?
Yes.
Ananda or Ananta?
Yes, I think it was.
Ananda.
Yeah.
I never knew.
He could do, I saw some picture and he was doing some really like intense yogic postures.
Prabhupada's godbrother?
Yes, one of Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers who cooked for the devotees. but add Krishna, whatever we do.
Okay, we'll put our voice to rest here.
Jai.
Oh.
The signal is coming. And all fall down to the very soft and wonderful lotus feet of that great personality who's given us so many books to hear about Krishna. To the Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Deena Bandhu Prabhu ki
Jai.
Bhakti-tattva Mahaprasad ki.
Okay. Sarira Vijaja, Jodendriya Tahika, Jive File Vishaya Sagare, Jayati, Loba Moy Sujumati, Pake Jeta Kutema Samsare, Krishna Bodhadoya Moy, Gori Gori Jiva Joy, Swaprashad Anadila Vai, Sainamrita Kau, Radha Krishna Gunagal, Remedako Chaitanya Nitai, Jai Mahaprasad Ki Jai.
One thing I forgot, I was so ecstatic.
Oh yes, his book.
If you want to hear more about Krishna, we have our book Rajadila with us. So anytime I'm here, it's 250 pages of nectar and 12 full-color pictures. And it's not formal writing, but it's transcriptions and lectures that I give. So the way I talk, that's the way the book is. You don't get formal writing. And we're just asking $15 donation for our Vrindavan projects.
Jayo.
And I'm here to sign.
You can autograph it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Very good. You know, Brahmananda charged me extra for an autograph. On his book, he charged me extra for the autograph.
Just kidding.
No change?
Thank you very much, Deena Bandhu Prabhu. That was wonderful.
That's wonderful.
Good night.
Okay.